Hi guys, just a quick one. If Jerusalem is considered the center of the earth, or you could say the capstone of the earth, the capstone of all the tectonic plates of the earth, I mean, they even worry when they got earthquakes there. They're like, what have we done wrong against God? But yet there's tectonic plates running all the way up the Jordan Valley, you know? But they're like worried when they feel an earthquake. But yeah, the rest of the world is all rocking, like LA like LA for instance, where the whole place is rocking with earthquakes and it's on a tectonic plate. But in Israel, it's not, because I believe that it is the center of the earth, the capstone of the earth, if you like, in Jerusalem. And I didn't know this until recently, or maybe I didn't. It wasn't engraved in my mind as much. But I was watching a documentary about the calendar, and it talked about how the high priests and all the people and that went back to Jerusalem, and they started to make this calendar. But anyway, but there's an actual capstone on the Temple Mount. I was thinking, like, whoa, what if this is kind of like the center of the earth? And what I mean by that is like the center bit that can never be moved. I mean that it can never become a North Pole or a South Pole. But the rest of the earth can get flipped around during these extinction level events like the one we got coming up. And poles can become different. The Siberian walrus can be instantly frozen. Well, hang on a minute, it wasn't frozen a minute ago. And then it ended up being frozen. And when they dug it up, the prey was found still whole in its belly. Why? Instant pole shift. It's like Brazil went from being one of the hottest countries in the world to being the North Pole. Or India went from being the hottest place in the world to being the South Pole. And instantly everyone froze. And all the animals also froze. Because, well, maybe they just couldn't get off the continent at the time. Or maybe it was just left just to prove to us what has been before. And so, but during this pole shift, the North Pole and the South Pole can be changed. Who knows what's under the South Pole? Probably an existence, an empire, an entrance to inner Earth, whatever you want to, theories. But at one time, that place, the South Pole, was not covered in ice. It was in a different place on the Earth. But anyway, so I thought, well, if Jerusalem is the capstone of the earth that can never be moved, and of the globe Earth, right? And the poles can change from wherever during every extinction level event. I was thinking, well, hang on a minute, that means there must be a counterpart. There must be another part of the Earth that actually is the same. Because, I mean, if you can tell by the Earth that we've had extinction level events. You can tell by the Earth, by looking at the Earth, that the plates used to fit in and they've been dragged apart. You just look at Google Earth and you can see, or any other map with terrain on it, and you can see the stretch marks of the Earth. You can see, and it's not just a case of it just stretches out evenly. Some places don't move, like Alaska, for instance. Was like what I call a hinge. By India, either Pakistan or like Myanmar, was a hinge. It didn't move. The plate moved the opposite way. Do you know what I mean? And being that Alaska thing, if you look at the top of Alaska, you'll see that was like a hinge, and you see the whole plates move like this. And actually, Australia has come from north. Australia used to be connected to, and Australia very, very south, you know, middle of the southern hemisphere. Well, Australia used to be connected to like sort of like Arizona, Mexico way. It used to be literally connected up there, which is slightly above the equator. So it's moved all that time, and you can see the them stretch marks. And actually, it ties in with this now, because I thought, well, there must be a counterpart. So I took the latitude, sort of, you know, north south. So, you know, Jerusalem is so many degrees north, and then it's so many degrees east of, you know, universal time, which is us in the UK. And then I flipped it. I went 180 degrees to the other side of the earth, and then I went so many degrees south, because it's an opposite of Jerusalem, and then so many degrees, I can't remember what it was, or east again. And then they come to a place, man, and I was like, whoa. And then again, you can look at the stretch marks of the earth, and you can see all the stretch marks of the earth going out away from this one place. And this one place is actually called, I always forget it, right? I know it's French something, but I can never remember the other name to it. But I was just on my prayer walk right now, and I just remembered it. So I thought, oh, do you know what? I might make a little video about this. So they're called the French Polynesian Islands. I'll tell you what, you know, you can get some of these Caribbean type islands because they're quite shallow, so the water's very blue, and you know, but it is a really beautiful place. You know, a bit like heaven on earth. It's got all the, because they live close to the water. You know, it's a small place, small islands, a little collection of islands. But then that, like I say, the main capstone will be there, and that capstone has never been consumed by the extinction level events. All right, because ancients, they still have the ruins of the ancients. I mean, you could go back maybe as far as the Nephilim, and these ancient civilizations that came from the teachings of the Nephilim, and like what was like the Incas and the Mayans, and they all built their pyramids, and the Egyptians also followed this kind of secret satanic sort of descendant of the fallen angels. So yeah, it's almost like that, because they've got engraven images there. They've made like these engraven images like gargoyles and stuff, but like, you got to remember, I mean, some of these could be, well some of these, yeah, these French Polynesian islands are right bang in the middle, and they've never seen extinction level event. Quite amazing. I mean, people might say, oh, that would be a great place to go, but you know, it doesn't seem that safe, because it's right in the middle of, well, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. So I just wanted to make this quick video, because if Jerusalem is the capstone, which I believe it is, then them French Polynesian Islands are the other capstone on the other side of the earth, and you can see the evidence how, in fact, Australia's gone that way and America's gone that way away from them. So God bless you all. I've been Pastor Prophet Justin Roberts from End of the Age Bible Prophecy.